Hi guys, welcome to another edition of Football Family Feuds, and in today's video I'm going to do a roundup of all the transfer news that has been Chelsea related over the last few days.
Yo, Football Family Feuds, yeah?
Like, subscribe, turn notifications.
Going out to all Chelsea massive!
All the boys in blue.
This one's for you.
Right guys, if you notice, I haven't been doing a lot of transfer related stories. I've explained that in a recent video. I've been trying to do other projects, which guys, I keep saying, please support these other projects because I don't want to just regurgitate the or recycle the news that's out there, because a lot of these stories that I'm hearing, I've reported on these, a week or 2 weeks ago. So it's just the same stories coming out again with different journalists. And here's the reason why. I'm going to be doing a roundup today, and there's a lot of nonsense going around in the media, and I just don't want to be reporting on things which I don't quite believe myself, because some of these stories just don't make sense. But some of my subscribers like these kind of stories, so I'm going to report on them. So it's going to be a quick roundup, and I'm going to give you my opinions on these stories. So the first one is Oshimen. I spoke about him in other videos, so I don't want to go into great detail on this one. We've been linked with him for a while now, and the latest reports is that a mystery club put in a £75 million bid for him. First of all, people believed it was Tottenham who put in a £75 million bid, which is ridiculous in itself, because Tottenham are not going to be paying £75 million for a striker who's going to be backup to Harry Kane. And Tottenham don't spend that sort of money anyway, and people are not going to have large amounts of money to splash the cash out, because obviously we've got this corona or COVID-19 thing where money is going to be tighter, the revenue just isn't coming in. So forget these. When you see a deal of 75 million plus discounted, the only teams who are going to be spending that sort of money are Manchester United, because they're crazy anyway. They're desperate to get back onto that top table, and with Manchester United, because of their revenue stream, they've still got money to burn. So they're one of the teams who, through this crisis, are not going to be affected much. Newcastle may be getting involved, especially if they get their new owners from Saudi, because if you look at what happened with Manchester City, when Manchester City got new owners in, they wanted those statement sign-ins just to announce that they're there. They're one of the big boys. They wanted to, puff out their chest a bit and say, look, big boys, we're coming for you. And that's what Newcastle are going to want to do. They're going to want to, and they'll be spending silly money. These guys, if you think the Manchester City owners are rich, these guys are worth 10 times more than the guys in that Manchester City have. So they got serious money to spend, and especially if financial fair play is relaxed for a couple of years, which they're talking about it will do, because they want to get that money circulating again in football. Then Newcastle may be the one window of opportunity for Newcastle to try and get in the players that they need to become a real force. So watch out for Newcastle and see what happens. Going back to the Oshimen story. So one day it was Tottenham and the next day it was Chelsea, and they're saying that Chelsea are in fact the club who bid for Oshimen, but they're not talking about the 75 million. It's not they didn't bid as high as that. So take that as you want. Drew is still out for me. Good player, but because these reports are so conflicting, I don't know. So I'm not going to say anything about it. And talking about French footballers, one story that is true is that Lyon, because they're not going to be playing Champions League football next season, they are going to be selling a few of their players. And obviously one that we've been linked with heavily in January was Moussa Dembele. And Dembele, he was valued at over 50 million euro at the time, but because they're going to be desperate, because Lyon are going to be desperate for money. I think that value is going to be pushed down a bit, and you can probably get him for around about 35-40 million. And if that is the case, then he's probably the one who Chelsea may go for. Others who are available are Aor. I think Manchester City look like the favourites to get him. Our own Traore, who he would probably be available, but I don't think we'll go for him, but he'll probably move on. And Memphis Depay. A lot of supporters want Depay, but I think in an easier league, La Liga, he's played well. Played in the Premiership before with Manchester United. Didn't quite do it, but you never know, because I'm not writing him off. If you look at what happened with Salah, didn't do it for us. Went over to Italy and was a success, and now the rest is history. You can see what he's doing at Liverpool. So maybe someone like Depay can come back and prove to be a success. And here's another nonsense story, another more proof why you shouldn't believe everything you read in the newspapers. Loftus Cheek to Lazio was one of the stories circulating last week. But what was so ridiculous about it, the fee quoted 15 million euro. Laughable. This guy signed a 5-year contract for Chelsea. Do you think Graviscova's going to let him go for 15 million? You got to be kidding. And they quoted the fact that he's had a few injuries. He's had one Achilles injury. We don't know how he's recovered from that injury. And he's somebody I'm sure that Frank has big hopes for. So he comes back fully fit. He's going to be an integral part of our midfield. So that story can go straight into the rubbish bin. Not even worth carrying on reporting on that one. Mertens. I did a video the other day because it was reporting that he wants Chelsea and he's close to Chelsea. The only club he wants is Chelsea. But then Sky in Italy are now reporting that the club that he wants is Inter Milan. So do you see how the stories change from day to day? So tomorrow it may be another story that Chelsea are on the driving seat. They don't know. They're guessing. They're second guessing. It's probably between Chelsea and Inter. So if they say Chelsea one day, Inter one day, they're going to get it right. It's just flip a coin, heads or tails, and they'll say, oh yeah, but we did report that it was Inter, but 2 days ago you reported it's Chelsea. Make your mind up. So they're edging their bets, guys. So another one, we don't know where he's going to be ended up. So let's watch this space. Pjanic. So I can see that they're panicking because they've got nothing to report on, so they are panicking. So they're mentioning Pjanic, you see what I did there? With a swap deal with Jorginho. I can't see how Pjanic will fit into the way that we play. I can't see any legs in that story. If we were to sell Jorginho, it'd probably be a cash deal. I can't see a swap deal there. Don't even know we're going to sell Jorginho anyway, but because there's talks that we're going to sell Kante, and that's another one. Kante, if we sell Kante, Declan Rice is going to come. But then a week earlier, West Ham are definitely not going to sell Declan Rice. So make your mind up, guys. What's it going to be? Gomes, I reported on him a couple of weeks ago, and it's come back again to say that a deal to Chelsea is really, really close. A lot of sources are reporting this one. So this one, if any, this one may have legs. All the ones I'm talking about now, Gomes to Chelsea is probably the one that will happen. That's just my instinct, my guess. I've got no inside information. Don't want to pretend I have, but it's just that the stories look quite strong and it's coming from different sources as well. He's refusing to sign a new contract at Manchester United. So watch out for that one, guys. The Gomes to Chelsea, because I think that one may happen. So we've got money coming in as well, because Bakayoko looks close to joining PSG. Bakayoko is another guy. I say it all the time, guys. Sometimes if someone doesn't succeed here, he's not rubbish. Maybe he does perform better in a different league. He's performed excellent in Ligue 1, came over here he only had a season, so we're not patient with players. We give them a season, we write them off after a season. Sometimes in the second season, that's where they excel. I'm one of the older supporters. I've seen it before I remember years ago, we had Overmars who came to Arsenal. Not Overmars, Pires. Pires came to Arsenal. First season, he was shocking. The next season, he was excellent. And he's played for them for about 6 or 7 seasons. He was one of their standout players, consistent. We saw it with Salah. We let him go too early. We see what he's doing now. So, you know, Bakayoko may have come good. I'm not saying he would have come good, but he may have come good if we'd given him that chance. So he's gone back to France, looks like a world beater, and now PSG, one of the powerhouses in Europe, want to get him. So that says it all. If PSG are after him, then he must have had a really good season in Liga. And the other one, Morata, Atletico Madrid are trying it on because they've got an obligation, or they have to buy him after his loan period. So they have to exercise that clause, which is 48 million, and they're trying to negotiate on that, being a bit dodgy. But Chelsea are standing firm and said, no, we've agreed to 48 million. That's what we want from you. There's no wriggle room. So if we're getting 48 million for him, and then 31 million or round about that mark for Bakayoko, that's 70 odd million in our coffers for the transfer window. So that, and for the Eden Hazard money and other money coming in. So we may be able to get 2 or 3 stellar signings. We'll probably, even without the money that we were going to be getting from Sky and from crowd receipts, there'll still be 150 million, I think, for us to spend. And just to end the silliness with all the rumours is the left back situation. It's like a scattergun approach. So we've been linked with about 6 left backs in the past. I'm not going to mention all their names because you probably know who they are. So one of those 6 are definitely going to come. So we'll see who it is. So it's quite fun having looking to see who's going to be right with these stories. So take a note, write these names down, guys, and then come whenever the season does eventually start, whenever the transfer window does eventually open, let's see how many of these rumours are true. So please, guys, I'm not making a lot of these transfer ones. I'll just be doing round up every other day or once every 3 days of all the news that's out there. But give the other videos a try as well, because they are something different from the norm, and I'm sure that you'll enjoy them. So guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on all post notifications so that you'll be notified every time we make a video. Until then, guys, take care. Bye-bye.